It starts small, like a whisper you try to ignore. You see a chart breaking out, candles rising fast, volume surging, and a small voice inside says, "You're missing it. You weren't planning to take this trade. It wasn't part of the plan. But the chart looks perfect." And suddenly, the plan doesn't matter. What matters is not being left behind. What matters is not missing out. And in that moment, without knowing it, you've already lost. Because FOMO isn't just about the trade you didn't take. It's about the identity you're trying to protect. The fear that maybe you're always one step behind. The fear that other traders know something you don't. That this one move, this one breakout, this one perfect candle is the opportunity that changes everything. So you click in. Too late, too emotional, too large. And the market, as it often does, snaps back, punishes the chase, leaves you holding a red position and a bruised ego. And then comes the regret. Not just for the trade, but for the moment you abandon yourself, because deep down, you knew better. You knew that a missed trade is better than a forced one. You knew that chasing is a symptom, not of opportunity, but of insecurity. You knew, even as you entered, that this wasn't trading. This was fear. And that's what FOMO really is. Not the fear of missing out on profit, but the fear of being wrong about the world. The fear of not keeping up. The fear that if you don't catch this one, you'll fall behind forever. But trading doesn't work that way. Success doesn't come from catching every move. It comes from knowing which moves are yours. It comes from patience, from stillness, from saying no 99 times, so you can say yes once with full conviction. FOMO is a lie the market tells you when you're tired, when you're doubting, when you forget who you are. It wears the face of opportunity, but it carries the energy of panic. It's your brain hijacked by emotion, by survival instinct, by the ancient wiring that says, if others are eating and I'm not, I might die. But this isn't a jungle, it's a chart, and you're not starving. You're just impatient. You're just afraid that you're falling behind. But in trading, there is no behind. The market doesn't care where you enter. It doesn't keep score. It doesn't reward hustle. It rewards alignment. And alignment doesn't come from chasing. It comes from sitting still, from waiting, from breathing, from watching 10 trades go by because they weren't yours, and feeling nothing. That's the real breakthrough. Not more wins, but fewer urges. Not better trades, but better restraint. That's when you shift from chasing to attracting, from reacting to responding, from needing to prove something to simply playing the game your way. Most traders think the edge is in the setup, the entry, the system. But the real edge is in the ability to do nothing until it's time. That's the discipline FOMO steals from you. That's the clarity it clouds. And the only way to beat it is to stop running. Let the market move. Let others post gains. Let the green candles fly. You don't need to catch them all. You only need to catch the ones that align with your soul. Because that's what trading really is. A conversation between you and the market. And when you chase, you interrupt the flow. You speak over it. You rush it, and it stops speaking back. But when you're calm, when you trust, when you let the market come to you, something changes. You stop chasing, and it starts to respond. You begin to see clean moves. You begin to feel when it's right. Not because of FOMO, but because of presence. And presence is your real superpower. The ability to stay here, now, in this moment, without needing the market to entertain you, without needing it to make you feel smart or fast or ahead. Because you don't need to be ahead. You just need to be centered. That's where consistency is built. Not in the rush, not in the chase, but in the quiet space between trades. The space where your system lives, where your edge breathes, where your patience grows. That's the space most traders avoid, because it feels like nothing, but it's everything. That's where the real money is made. Not in 1,000 desperate trades, but in the handful you wait weeks for. And FOMO hates that. It hates silence. It hates stillness. It hates you being okay with missing out. Because FOMO feeds on insecurity. It lives in the gap between your self-worth and your account. And the moment you tie those two together, you become vulnerable. Because now every missed trade is personal.
Every green candle without you in it feels like failure. But it's not. It's life. It's data. It's a lesson. You weren't late. You were protected. You didn't miss out. You stayed in alignment. You honored your edge. You stayed in the zone.